right, safety's clear at the top end, and so it looks like we're ready to go for Nitro Funny Car.
Sitko, over near AMA lane. Tim Nathan Sitko in the Arctic Traveler Mustang. Tim Boychuk, he's got the happy hour Camaro over near AMA lane. A couple of local guys gone big time in Nitro Funny Car Racing. Twig Ziegler, crew chiefing Tim Boychuk's car. Been around a long, long time. Cameron Ferrer here this weekend working on the car. Ken Sitko, crew chiefing on Nathan Sitko car. He's got Mario High Performance Diesel, Lordco Auto Parts, and JB's Automotive Help. 6:16.228 for Nathan Sitko. 6:17.211 for Tim Boychuk. Solid runs for both cars. So, solid run, Nitro Funny Car. So, if you didn't bring your ear protection, I guess you know you need it now. It is noisy. So love, love, love Nitro Funny Car. Legends of Nitro. Now this series is being developed right now. Ron Capps is pushing to get the nostalgia level funny cars into the national event program. Now I'm going to ask our president of the NHRA a few questions about this later on, but from what I hear, it's going to be an 8-race series, 10 cars invited, 8-car ladder, and they're going to start this year at Vegas, from what I'm hearing, to include these cars in the Camping World Series events, 8 of them anyways, next year. So I am looking forward to that. I think that's a fantastic idea. And really bring up the level of these Legends of Nitro Funny Car program in the NHRA. So that is pretty darn cool. So Cory Kincaid up next. Hello, Cory. You got a fan section here. Nitro Militia Funny Mustang Funny Car coming right up. Cory Kincaid over near AMA Lane. Keith Copping, the crew chief, the Echo Medical Equipment, Nord Trucks, Mac Tools, Mobile One helping him out, the hose headquarters. And he wants to say a special hi to Amanda. Dave Brant. Got Greg Strelka, crew chief, in form here today, and he's got the war chief with his indigenous dancers in the war chief, and this is the Nitro Funny Car. Well, Cory Kincaid getting the front end way up in the air there off the launch. Wow, a little bit of traction out there on the start line, but he got it way up and came back down to a 659, 210 miles an hour for Dave Brant in the war chief. And the Grimby's Cory Kincaid ran through to 942 at 90 miles an hour as he got it back down on the ground. A-fuel to the lanes, please. A-fuel dragster to the lanes. A-fuel to the lanes. Also, CMDRA Pro Extreme and CMDRA Pro Drag. Please come to the lanes. Pro Extreme and Pro Drag. Make your way to the lanes, please. A-fuel dragster. And then CMDRA Pro Extreme and CMDRA Pro Drag. Please to the lanes. Well, I'll tell you, if you haven't seen it yet and you weren't here earlier this afternoon for a little test run, it is stunning. Beautiful. Love to see the recreation of the Firebird of Ryan Hodgson, the pacemaker bubble up 69 Firebird. Beautiful car. Brand new this year. New, all sorts of new stuff on it, including a new induction system that they've put on this car. And they're trying some new things just to keep everything fresh. Wow, they've done a great job. Ace Manufacturing, Silver Tigle Metals, Milron sponsoring it, Pacemaker Automotive, and love to see the remake of the Bubble Up Funny Car. If you've been a funny car fan for as long as I have, this car is history. All right, and this Ryan Hodgson. See what kind of pass he's going to put in here today. Ryan Hodgson, the beautiful Bubble Up Pacemaker 69 Firebird. Beautiful. Well, Ryan, let's show us how this thing runs. It's only the second time it's been down the racetrack. It went down earlier this afternoon for the first time this year. Pat Hale on the computer system. He works for John Force and others. Jim Basco, also here today working with him. Ray Rendenzo is the crew chief. And Bevan George helping them all out as well. They kept it soft for this run. They just want to see how this car is going to sort out. 770, 183 miles an hour. Kept it soft all the way down. Well, let's see. Maybe tonight, later on, they'll turn it up a little bit. If not for sure, tomorrow night, I'm sure they'll turn it up. And they want to be the fast guys here this weekend. No question about it. But is that car something else? Beautiful. What do you think of the new Bubble Up funny car? Well, looks like they've moved off the top end. We're firing up some funny cars, so here we go. That is going to be Tim Boychuk here in the Napa Lane in the happy hour. And Dave Brant on him on the way. Alberta, 1971 Mustang, the Ford Chief over here in AMA Lane. Round number 2 of funny car. So Tim Boychuk, he is in the happy hour. Here in the near lane, over on the far side, is the War Chief, Dave Brant. Love having the Indigenous community and the music involved, as Dave is part Mohawk. Likes to take up his roots in the race car. All right, here we go. Round 2 of Nitro Funny Car. Tim Boychuk getting darn close to that wall down at the top end on the right-hand side. He got very close. 629, 198 miles an hour, dancing around out there. Dave Brant, 643, 216. And he kept it pretty straight down to the racetrack. But Tim Boychuk, wow, he got out of the groove and got close to that wall down the top end there. It was, woo, what can I say? So that was round number 2, first pair, Nitro Funny Car. Yeah, Dave Brant moving a little bit to the left, but he saved it, came out, did a little bit of a pedal there. And Boychuk, though, wow, heading over to the wall. In the replay, got close. A little bit of header flame going on. Gotta love that with the Nitro, but he got way out of the groove and got close to the wall over the far side, kicked up some dust, but didn't touch it, so it's all good in Nitro Funny Car. So, Ryan Hodgson's here in the Napa Lane. Cory Kincaid over on your far side. And I've got Ryan's dad, Ron, right here. You want to talk, my friend? No, not really, eh? All right, Ryan Hodgson coming up in the Pacemaker Firebird. I got him talking. He's going to talk. Push it up.
Well, we're happy to be back here at RAD Torque Raceway. We haven't raced here for 2.5 years. We haven't run the funny car after we left it at the March meet. Left the March meet 2.5 years ago. This is our first race, and we're actually doing testing here, a lot of testing, and getting things sorted out. We changed the clutch, we changed the fuel system, we changed the tires, we changed the wing, we changed the design of the car. So there's a lot of things we're trying to work out, and they don't work out overnight. They take a little while to work out. So we'll see what happens. We're trying to get used to running a clutch rather than a Crowder glide or a slipper clutch. So it's sort of interesting, and we'll just keep going on and on and on.
All right. Thanks, Ron. Perfect. Good to hear what's going on with the car. And, yeah, they'll sneak up on this car over a period of time. But I'm so happy to have you guys here. Great to be here. for the pacemaker bubble up funny car of Ryan Hodgson. Next to him, Cory Kincaid, that beautiful 71 Mustang. The Nitro Militia. Absolutely beautiful Nitro Militia 71 Mustang, Cory Kincaid out of Rimbey, Alberta. And then, of course, Ryan Hodgson right out of St. Albert in that stunning bubble up pacemaker Firebird. Well, we appreciate everybody sticking around and seeing the second half of our show tonight. We know it's taken a little bit of time, but we got a little bit more action ahead for you. But right now it's about Ryan Hodgson, Cory Kincaid, pass number 2 tonight. We'll be back at it again tomorrow night. Well, Cory Kincaid spinning the tires right off the line. Trouble getting it down. And Ryan Hodgson, a little better run that time. A little harder, a little bit more into it as they sneak up on the setup in the Firebird. Well, I'm feeling a little bit of stuff in the air. I don't know about anybody else. It's just there. It's hanging around. Yeah, Mother Nature's been playing games with us all weekend. Yep. Basically spun and shook the tires. Just got out of it for Cory Kincaid right off the hit. Car went sideways on him. Ryan Hodgson set it off early. They're going to feel good about that car. Brand new clutch setup in the car too. That's something they got to get used to. And so there's lots of stuff going on with that car. They're just creeping up on it as time goes on here. Didn't expect him to knock the world down with it. And so it's good. Nice to see the boys all at home run here. Usually these cars are all down south. Don't get them up here very often. So good to see them here. They're all clear at the top end. Nathan Sitko, the Arctic Traveler Mustang, coming up next. Nathan's out of Edmonton, 65 Ford Mustang, Arctic Traveler. So Nathan Sitko right here out of the Edmonton area. the 66 or 65 Ford Mustang body, Arctic Traveler. Whole good setup for them this year. They've worked really hard at putting this car together. Nathan had an incident a few years ago down in Spokane, basically burnt the entire car to the ground, and they've rebuilt. And help from JB's Power Center. Number of other sponsors they've got available to them that have helped him out this year. His dad Ken is their crew chief. He's got Mario High Performance Diesel helping him out. Lordco Auto Parts. How about that? Lordco getting involved in Alberta drag racing. Love to see it. And Mario High Performance Diesel helping out the team this year. Nathan Sitko. See what he puts down for a run. He's got a full pull all the way. That's a 591, 243 miles an hour for Nathan Sitko. And you know, he told me today he was just going to take it easy and make some soft passes tonight. How about a 591, 243 miles an hour for Nathan Sitko? Wow, how about that, boys? You did a good job today. That is a solid second pass tonight for Nathan Sitko. Wow. All right, Nitro Funny Car coming right up. Tim Boychuk in the happy hour. Beside him, Dave Brant. In the War Chief. Chief out once again tonight. We'll have a little presentation for the War Chief later on in round number 2. And Dave Brant. And Tim Boychuk out of Edmonton over near AMA Lane in the happy hour. Camaro. Dave Brant, the 71 Mustang, the War Chief. Out of Onaway, Alberta. Well, Dave Brant troubles with the car. He had to put a new motor in it last night. Tim Boychuk pedaling it all the way down. Gets a 660, 172 miles an hour for Tim Boychuk. And Dave Brant troubles with the motor. He put a motor in it last night. I think he's worried a little bit about oil pressure in the car. Doesn't want to burn another one up. He pounded a bearing out of it last night and ruined a crank. Had to put the spare motor in the car, and I think he was a little bit worried about oil pressure. And so maybe he did not get the oil pressure he needed for this run at the burnout. So we'll see if Dave gets back here in the second round of the Nitro Funny Cars tonight. See if he can fix that problem before the end of the evening. The War Chief. Beautiful car, love it. Next up, Nathan Sitko in the Arctic Traveler 65 Ford Mustang. Coming up, you heard me talking to Ken Sitko earlier, the family race teams. And then Ryan Hodgson, of course, in the third generation of the Pacemaker Bubble Up Funny Car. Ace Racing, Silver Tiber Metals, Milron looking after them. Ron Hodgson GM, all involved in helping out Ron Hodgson and his son Ryan Hodgson as they try a whole bunch of new stuff on this race car, including a homemade intake manifold and a pretty cool rear wing on the car as well. All new. And the Bubble Up Funny Car. You go back to the days at 240, Gordy Bonnet made this car famous here in Edmonton and area and all down in the United States. And that paint job, it is classic. So Ryan Hodgson, he's on the way back in the Pacemaker Firebird. Nathan Sitko in the Arctic Traveler Mustang on his way back. Now Nathan Sitko did some motor damage last night. They put the Smear motor in the car here today. Put down a real nice 591. Super happy with that. Ryan Hodgson, let's see what kind of number he can put down here in round number 1 tonight in Nitro Funny Car. Sitko, full pull all the way down 605, 240 miles an hour for Nathan Sitko. Wow, top run of the night so far. Ryan Hodgson got out early, 961, 94 miles an hour. He got out early around the, 8th mile or so. He started lifting out of it. Nathan Sitko, solid run. A 105 60 foot for Nathan, a 121 60 foot for Ryan Hodgson. And a 605, 240 miles an hour for the Arctic Traveler. Wow.
Rob, I gotta say, there's a lot of teary eyes down here in the pit.
Yeah, everybody's crying down there.
Just all those fumes.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with that microphone, but we hear you. The fumes are wicked. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys hanging out here tonight, watching our second half of the pro program, sticking it out. And still got more coming. I'm not sure what the holdup is here. I haven't heard anything on the radio what we're holding up here for. Here we go, lighting it up. Hodgson, Sitko, Nitro Funny Car. Sitko, the 65 Mustang Arctic Traveler. Over near AMA Lane, Nitro of Legends of Nitro Funny Cars. Your final pass of the weekend for the Nitro Funny Cars. This is it, the final round. So Ryan Hodgson, funny wheelie bar set. Here we go. Sitko, Hodgson, final round. Nitro Funny Car. Nathan Sitko, 604, 221 miles an hour. Ryan Hodgson, 678, 163 miles an hour. And we saw some header flames all the way down track.
Almost the only way you could really track it in the dark there.
Yeah,
Just
the way
which
it's-
flames ahead of which.
Which flames over on which side of the racetrack? 606, 221 for Nathan. And 678, 163 for Ryan. Nathan, red lit.
Yeah.
But that's okay. This is all for fun. 016 red.